Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So hopefully you didn't get faked out, because that's exactly what happened. Fed Chair Powell, of course, you guys know he had a big press conference. We covered it. And he had mixed signals, right? It crashed the U.S. markets. But you know what? It didn't crash Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's looking like it wants to come right back up. So that's why I'm hoping you didn't get faked out. So let's talk about what was said exactly. What was so bad? What was the mixed signals? And what does it mean overall, really? That's why you're here, and that's why I'm going to explain. So let's get started. You could see U.S. markets ended pretty bad, minus 500. NASDAQ specifically down over 3%, minus 366. Not good day. Not good day. It actually started at plus 300. Then the Powell conference happened, and then it dropped. Okay, but was this just the giant fake out by the whales? Because what did Powell really say? Well, first of all, rate hike was 75 basis points. Not a surprise. Okay, many were predicting that he was going to pivot. He was going to at least throw some pivot language, which he did. But then he also, on the other hand, stayed hawkish. So he was still hawkish, said that there was still a lot more to be done. There was going to be more rate hikes for sure. This is not time to be talking about stopping the hikes. But he is going to look at the data as it comes, and he's going to make a determination when to slow down. And he even said specifically, could be as soon as December, could be the meeting after December, right? He even said that, but he was going all over the place. He was correcting himself while he was speaking. The reporters all kept asking follow-up questions, and he was getting a little razzled and maybe a little irritated, but he went on for quite a long time, more than usual, okay? But I think the traders or the whales wanted you to think it was bad, or maybe they just sold because they're like, hey, what the hell? It's let's just sell just to be sure. But here's the thing. Bitcoin is holding strong, and you could see it's making a comeback right now. By the end of the stream, we could be right back up to where we started. Bitcoin is unaffected by what's going on, okay? Because we know Bitcoin is the answer to all these problems with the distrust in the banks, in the Fed, right? With inflation and monetary policy and reducing the balance sheet with quantitative tightening, all these things could be solved with Bitcoin. But with everything going on, obviously, we got to watch what Powell is saying. And right now, it's looking like most people are predicting, over 61% is predicting that the next FOMC meeting, which is mid-December, will bring on 50 basis points rather than 75, right? So that's being priced in right now. People are looking at basically what Powell said today and interpreting and saying, okay, it could happen, right? Especially if the economic data shows that things are softening, getting worse, and overall, Powell just wants to see people more broke and stop spending, right? And within the next month or so, we could definitely see that. Remember, the numbers that came out were for September. We're going to get October numbers pretty soon. October could show a vast decrease in numbers, which will give us the green light to have a lower rate hike in December, right? Which is why I think this is at 61% right now, okay? So that's what happened today. I haven't seen Powell be this, squirrely. I don't even know if that's the right word. You look at his previous conferences and his Q&A, he's really on point, knew how to answer everything right away, didn't second guess himself, didn't correct himself, didn't ramble on. Today was different. It was very different. Like, he was nervous. Like, maybe he was told that he had to be more dovish because of you know, the midterm elections, but because of Santa rally, because, you know, administration doesn't want to see recession, even though we're in recession. You know, there's not a number of things. Okay, so that's what happened, right? But like I said, Bitcoin is unaffected. Bitcoin has really right now decoupled from U.S. markets. We have seen some up and downs, and Bitcoin is just staying steady. This is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic to see Bitcoin being this decorrelated right now with Bitcoin, okay? And why is that? Well, because there's a lot of reasons. Number one, the whales are still buying. You can see whale wallets from 1 to 10,000 on the rise. Even though Bitcoin on top, you can see Bitcoin's price been stuck at this level, 19, 20K for quite some time, right? And you do see some whales selling off, but now what are they doing? They're accumulating again. So that's important, okay? These whales are definitely buying behind the scenes. And I've said this before, it's not just for Bitcoin, for all these other altcoins too. It's happening right now, okay? So there's that. Balance on exchanges is dropping down like a rock right now. I've shown this before, and it's still happening. Again, correlates with the whale activity and with you guys that are DCAing. So that's also important. There's just a lot of buying going on right now behind the scenes, okay? And even not, you could say not behind the scenes. This is not behind the scenes. This is on exchanges. It's happening all over. You just have to pay attention. And, of course, there's a lot of TA that shows you Bitcoin being very oversold, just like previous bottoms, like back in 2015, back in 2018. RSI dropped to about 35 on the monthly scale. No, I'm sorry, not monthly, weekly scale. And after that, tremendous rises, right? Right now, same thing. So even from a TA perspective, and then you have other on-chain metrics, Puell Multiple also showing the same thing, right? Bitcoin coming up from a bottom, very similar to 2019, right? Even the time length is getting similar. So this could be the reason why. Actually, not just this, but everything I've been mentioning, and plus distrust in the banks and the Fed and what the banks around the world are doing about inflation and how we even got here. All these things added together is making Bitcoin stronger than ever, and it will recover, find its footing, and head higher and form a new high. You just have to be patient, right? And as I'm talking, Bitcoin is coming up slowly. The George effect is happening. That's what we want to see. Now, outside of Bitcoin, still major news happening. I have two major things to talk about. First of all, with Polygon. Polygon is doing good today. And that's because of all the people out there. JP Morgan actually, along with a few other major institutions, executed with DeFi on top of Polygon. And it's not what you think. It's wild. They have created their own liquidity pools. Okay, so it's not the traditional DeFi, but they created liquidity pools basically with bonds, with governments, basically Singapore bonds, Japanese yen, Singapore dollars, and then they made a transaction basically with whatever DeFi project that they're working on, but this is all on top of Polygon. So it shows you that they're trying to test out DeFi for banks, for institutions. And who knows what kind of innovation this could spur up, right? So this is the reason why I've said before, whatever exists now, we may think, oh, this is the end of DeFi or lending or blockchain or tokenization and all that. No, this is just the beginning. There's a lot more practical applications that are coming, and this shows you one of them. But anyways, that's on top of Polygon, very nice. There's another company called WorldPay that's enabling USDC settlements on Polygon. So that's also very positive. As for other things that's going on with Polygon, there's a lot of other stuff. But here's a big one too. Meta is going to allow you to make and sell NFTs on Instagram using Polygon. Yes. So a lot of stuff happening on Polygon. This is why I'm so bullish on Polygon, because I feel like they have all the major partnerships and traction right now. They're like Ethereum 2.0, right? Why wait for Ethereum 2.0 when you have Polygon? Well, I know why, but but still, you get my point. Polygon is absolutely huge and moving in the right direction. Now, someone did say, what's going on with Arweave? Why is Arweave going up? Well, it's also due to Meta. Meta is actually using Arweave to permanently store NFTs for Instagram. So they are using Arweave as the backbone, because if you store it anywhere else, it can be deleted, right? You have to store it on a decentralized storage platform. And they have chosen Arweave, which is why Arweave is going up. And I've always said I like Arweave because there's a backbone for Solana too. But besides that, they're just a really good storage play, right? So this is the reason why they went up. Also fantastic. What else going on? Binance partners with Ledger. A lot of you guys have Ledger hardware wallets, one of the best companies out there in terms of producing hardware wallets. So they have partnered with Binance. So within the live desktop app, you're able to now, or soon will be able to buy 80 different cryptos straight from the app and then send it directly to your ledger. Makes it really simple, really nice. That's great. That's great as well. What's not great is this. It turns out Sam Bankman-Fried, he has two major companies, you know, FTX and also Alameda. And Alameda seems like a giant, but according to a private document that somehow leaked to CoinDesk, most of Alameda Research's assets is basically just FTT token. So you know they didn't buy FTT. FTX gave the FTT to Alameda. So even though Alameda Research seems like they have billions of dollars slushing around, it was given and created out of thin air by FTX, SBF, that gave it to him, right? And that poses a serious risk, because what happens if FTT token collapses, right? That means Alameda goes under, and whoever they have invested in can be affected. I mean, it's a very confusing kind of setup, but yeah, so not good at all. So I don't know if this is gonna bring attention to, I don't know, the SEC, CFTC, any other agency in the U.S., right? All the states with their licenses, the attorney generals, maybe they're all going to be looking at this kind of concerned, because, yeah, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. All right. And then lastly, I saw this Robinhood, which is also partly owned by FTX, did have a horrible quarter. Monthly users drop by 1.8 million. That's quite a lot in September. That's not even counting October. And their crypto transaction revenue declined, of course, because not a whole lot of people are buying these days, right? So it makes sense. But Robinhood is not looking so good right now either. All right. With that said, hey, Bitcoin is still on the uprise. Overall market cap, I know this morning was like 1.1 trillion. So we fell down a little bit, but may recover right back up to 1.1 because things are coming up again. So it's almost as if this morning didn't happen, but it did. Powell sends mixed signals, crashed the U.S. market, did not crash crypto, and overall that's really fantastic. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let's see here. I answered our Arweave question. Powell did say he won't slow down last meeting. Why do you think he changed his mind this month after one good data? Pretty obvious he wasn't going to pivot, but you chose who to believe so? Because I looked at what others said. BlackRock said it. Goldman Sachs said it. Even today, he said it himself. I don't know if he was forced to say it, but he did say it too. He made a point to say that at some point we're going to slow down, right? The reporters hammered him on it. Are you going to be more dovish, 50 basis points, right? And he danced around the question, but that language definitely came out. So those big guys, they got a heads up. So he did actually say it, but he kind of brushed it over by continuing to say, well, you know, the mission is not over. Inflation is still high. We need price stability. We need all this. We're going to keep going, right? He kind of covered it up, but he was hinting at that pivot. So I don't know. I think it was true. And I think the market's just overreacted, honestly. There was no reason for it to be like that. What is it looking like tomorrow? Pre-market right now is in the green. So tomorrow, even though today the U.S. markets took a dump, tomorrow you could see it go right back up to and make up for it. Honestly, what he said wasn't that bad. It was in line with expectation. He couldn't be all dovish. That would actually scare people. He was still hawkish, but he opened the doors to lower rate hikes in the future. That's what we wanted, and that's exactly what we got. It's just that he sent a lot of mixed signals. That's all. That's all. What do you think about universal basic income? I have no idea. I have no thoughts on it whatsoever. Would you consider playing that new Gala Spider Tanks game on live stream? Maybe. These days, I don't have much time for games, honestly. Johnny, I missed the show from the beginning, so I have to watch it. By the sound of things, things didn't go too well today. Keep doing what you're doing. It didn't not go well. So you have to watch it. If you have time, watch it. I mean, it's a long watch, but I kind of summarized it already. It was a different kind of feel. He seemed nervous. So, yeah. So I'll just leave it at that. Should we move money out of FTX? I don't know. I think FTX, I don't think they will go away anytime soon, but a lot of people have been uncovering what SBF has been doing and stuff, and this private doc lead to CoinDesk. Not a good look. Oh, is today DCA day? Today is DCA day. All right, let me pull it up. Hold on. All right, so, hey, better than last week. We're like negative 42, 43 last week, up to 40. So that's a step in the right direction. You can see 24 hours. Polygon is the only one that's in the green right now. But slowly but surely, this is going to come back up. I don't know what's a good target. I mean, I would say Polygon is the natural choice because you know what? Let's see. I think I should add some Doge because I think Elon's going to announce something soon. I think Elon's going to do something with Doge. I'm going to do 50-50. I'm going to do 50 with Polygon and 50 with Doge. Polygon has so much good stuff going for it. you can't go wrong with Polygon. So let's do 50. All right, so that is right. And then I have not added Doge for a long time. Let's see. Let's do 50 divided by 0.11745425. There we go. All right, so this week, 50 bucks in Dogecoin, 50 bucks in Polygon. Every Wednesday night, I'll keep going until this turns green to prove to you guys DCA over long haul works. All right. Aptos. It's too hyped up. Too hyped up. Facebook connection. FTX connection. Not for me. Let's see. Philip asks, after depositing fiat on exchange for DCA, what are the pros, cons of leaving as USD or moving to stable? It's the same. If you move it to stable coin, USDC or USD, it's the same thing. There's really no difference. Mario, appreciate it. What do you have to say about LTC dominance? Why is it LTC? There's nothing to say about LTC. Don't be fooled by LTC and whatever it's doing. It's irrelevant. If you want to store value, you go with Bitcoin. You want a project that's involved with smart contract, you go with Ethereum or the number of the other L1s, L2s out there. Can you make a video on DCA video now in the market, then a part 2 when our next peak? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Why would I not just continue the same DCA? Joshua, man, you're going to have to cool it with your shilling of Dodge, Elon, Mars, okay? I see you do it way too much, man. Cool it. There's no Elon and Charles partnership. I have LTC for dark web purchases. Why would you not use Monero instead? Someone asked about Render. I do not like Render at all. Masks, I have no thoughts. I keep crypto and FTX because I get 8% APR. 8% in what? I mean, a lot of exchanges. Binance offers staking. I think even Coinbase does. Gemini does. So a lot of exchanges do offer staking rewards. I heard someone say going to war, unfortunately, may be the only answer to our economic situation. Who is that someone? What is that going to solve? I have no idea. Why don't I like Render? Because the concept makes no sense. Why would you try to share GPU data or compute power on Ethereum network, which is very costly, and then there's also congestion? So why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. Just go buy GPUs. GPUs are plenty. Dime a dozen these days. No one is mining Ethereum anymore. You can pick up GPUs on eBay And everywhere else, I mean, even the manufacturer said they were going to dump it. So GPUs are cheap. Why would you pay high gas fees? It doesn't make sense. WebPixel, can you give us your opinion on Dodo coin? Is top DEX below Uniswap, makes 200 million. I have a hard time believing that. I have heard of Dodo before. I mean, I have no comments on it. DEXs are DEXs. Okay, they work at at swapping. So you find the one that you like for your chain. Many of them have different pairs, especially the smaller ones, right? They may come out with a smaller DEX like Dodo, but outside of that, you know, I see them as great utility, not as great investments, and they have fallen hard from their peak. So yeah, not something I would be buying. Cosmos is looking good. Yes, I do believe that is true. ETH is holding quite well. That is also true. In your opinion, what's the best buy in the top 10 right now? Or the worst buy in the top 10 right now? The worst buy? There's no worst buys. They all have potential. I'll say the worst buy probably out of all the ones, probably Solana. I hate to say it, but I'll say Solana. And here's the reason. Cardano is still growing after Vassal, and they still have other things in play. Doge is because of the Elon effect. XRP because Ripple may win that lawsuit. BNB is just BNB. They're a dominant powerhouse. Ethereum is a dominant powerhouse too, and so is Bitcoin. So out of the top 10, I would say they're all promising, but I would say I'd choose the others over Solana at this point. Have I heard of DV? I don't know. I think so. I don't remember what they do though. I'm pretty sure I've heard of them before. They're like a L1 too, right? I'm pretty sure they're like a L1. They turn a small cap. I think they're more, yeah, DeFi related. Digital wallet, personal finance account coming soon, swap coming soon, debit card coming soon, a lot of things coming soon. Basically, it's just you could stake. That's really it. Seems like there's a lot of things coming soon. Okay. Joe Lamas, I did already. Atom over Sol. I'm more bullish on Atom right now. Yeah, for sure. Powerball is 1.2 billion. 1.2 billion. Hopefully you guys got your tickets in. You'll win like 450 million, even if you take lump sum and take taxes out, still godly amount of money, but it's unfair if you think about it. It's unfair that so much is taken away, and plus the 1.2 billion means that the lottery commission already collected 2.4 billion. So they only give out half, and then they're taking more from you. So they're taking out a lot. A lot. Am I bullish on Pokemon cards? No. No, I'm not. I don't know. It's just not something I could get into. Sol versus Near, which one do you think is better? I think they're very comparable. I haven't heard of any network outages with Near. So, but it could also be because there's just less usage on Near too. But Near is very similar. I've always called it like a baby Solana, but I think they're very comparable. Come back to Twitter. Why? I'm waiting for Elon to clean up before I come back. I still think there's no point to Twitter. It's just a bunch of people that think they're really smart, so they want to comment and they love to see other people get riled up with their comments. It's funny how some people just purposely say stuff just to get people riled up, just to get people to attack each other, because that's how you drive engagement, but there's absolutely no point to it. Maybe when Elon opens up monetization and there is actually a point to it, but then even then it'll be even worse, I think. Because then people are driving engagement just for the sake of driving engagement. I don't know. I just see zero value in being on Twitter. Moon, appreciate that. Ooh, pretty close. Pretty close to getting back. Let's see. Yeah, we certainly dipped on 1 hour. We dipped to 28 on our side. 4 hours looking pretty good. Daily, we came back down a little bit, but turning around, that's looking good. I mean, some of these indicators look pretty good. And we're still above this trend line, which is also good. So from a short-term TA perspective, not bad. What's up with this Tesla BTC ETH merge? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about just Tesla? I don't know what merge you're talking about. Twitter arguments are like trying to sweep the ocean back with the broom. Yeah, I don't have time for that. Some people thrive on that. They can't live without it. They must, post like 3-5 times a day, and they need that engagement, whether it's good or bad. I'm like, that's not for me. I'm fine making videos. I'm fine streaming with you guys, chatting with you guys. That's enough. I got enough on my plate. I don't need to be on Twitter 100 times a day. I don't even know how Elon could do it. He's tweeting like 5 times a day. Again, mostly for engagement. I guess he craves it. He needs that love. I don't know. But some people thrive on that. Just not for me. Arweave, I already talked about Arweave. It's because Meta is now using Arweave to store their NFTs. So that's pretty big. Oh, man. Pelicans at Lakers. Got to see Zion. Zion versus LeBron. We'll see how that is. Lyle, I appreciate that. I do have a lot of good things to say, but, again, there's a lot of back and forth and a lot of trolls and a lot of people that have no life. They just at everyone. They pick fights on people, with people, and try to rile things up again for engagement or whatever. I don't need that. I don't need that at all. So we'll see. We'll see. If Elon somehow cleans up Twitter for the better, I'll consider it. But right now, I see no value in it at all. Do you think ADA gets to all-time high, $3 to $5 next cycle? Yeah, I mean, they hit $3 before. Why would they not hit it again? They'll hit it, and they'll probably surpass it. I'm pretty certain of that. Cardano loyalists are very loyal. Okay, they'll follow Charles to the ends of the earth, and whatever Charles says, they will follow. So there's no doubt Cardano will continue forward because there's that love and trust in Charles. Yeah. All right, guys. So, Bitcoin unaffected today. Powell sent some mixed signals, but overall, I think they were good, or in line with expectations at least. We'll see how tomorrow is, but right now, Bitcoin and crypto is making a comeback, and by this time tomorrow, we could be much higher. So, tune in tomorrow, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. And I have a new video on I Am George channel, so make sure you check it out too. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.